Oh, hi, didn't see you there. Enjoying this wonderful pizza from Slice on Broadway, the people in Pittsburgh that provide good pizza to podcasters.
Nintendo gets smart this week on Boss Battle. Welcome everyone to Boss Battle number 134, a show in which the writers of It'sPointToBegin.com get together and talk about video games. I'm your host, Bobby F. J-Town, but before we get to the infotainment and general frivolity of this podcast, let's see what everybody achieved this week. Sorg, how about you? What did you achieve this week?
Mr. Bobby, I achieved, I don't know, Supercard. Probably just Supercard, a little bit of
Not
Mortals.
allowed to talk about Supercard.
That's it. It's all WWE stuff. I'm barely played. I played some other random, like, Android games, I think, but other than that.
Cool. All right, joining us this week, our special guest, Keith Haught from IWCWrestling.com and SpiderDuck.com. IWC Wrestling.
.net, actually.
.net. What did you achieve this week?
.net. Yeah, or you find on YouTube. Yeah, it's much easier.
What did you achieve this week?
I started playing Resident Evil Revelations 2. It's pretty phenomenal. It's pretty creepy. I feel like they're starting to go back to the roots more. It feels like more like Resident Evil 4 as compared to the previous two. So I like it.
Good deal. You said you were getting into WoW earlier too. You got back into WoW?
Oh, yeah, I've got back into it recently. Started playing with friends again. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's pretty awesome getting that level 90 boost and just messing around with that character. So
Awesome.
It's fun. Go cover for Panda.
Oh, you're a panda in the game? Awesome.
No, Cobra. Oh, yeah, I'm a level 90 Panda, yeah, but the guild's Cobra Command.
Oh, okay.
So, Keith, and Bobby, I didn't see this if this was in the rundown or not for you to mention this, but Keith, what is Spider Duck, and what are you guys doing over there?
Oh, yeah, what it is, it's a website run by Trevor Oz. It's basically the gaming website. It's also partnered up with Nerdberg and Indie Luchador. Basically, sites for gaming and wrestling, which are two things that I love very much.
Nice.
That's basically the best way to describe it. I mean, we have a lot of cool Let's Plays and other nice, little interesting trinkets on there. So, I mean,
sounds fun.
Check it out. I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun.
Awesome. Yeah. Trevor's an awesome dude. Headlocksforbreakfast.com, right?
Headlocks for breakfast. That's a thing.
Yeah, I think it's his. If I'm not mixing it up. But, Bobby.
All right. What was your favorite game growing up when you were a kid?
A lot. I had a lot of them.
So I think everybody had a lot of favorites growing up.
I mean, there was your Resident Evils, there was the Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I always loved Legend of Zelda. My favorite, I always love the Mario games. The old ones are good. That Super Punch Out on the Super Nintendo was good.
Definitely good.
Super Mario RPG was my first RPG though.
Oh,
that
okay.
Has a little soft spot in my heart, but
Me too. I identify with Mallow.
Oh, he's so awesome.
I played Cymbals in band, and he was
so
that's my favorite character in that game.
Gino's my he's my homie.
Gino is my homeboy. You can make a T-shirt.
Homeboy. Yeah, but that has a soft spot in my heart. But and Silent Hill, cool stuff. I mean, I don't know if you guys checked out PT, but that thing is terrifying.
Yeah, I heard about it. I wanted to check it out, but I don't have a PS4, so I'm like, can't get it. So, well,
It's free on there right now. It's free on there, by the way. So check it out.
Cool. All right, what are some of your favorite current games you're playing right now?
Like I said, currently playing Revelations 2, and I love it. You can just get games I'm playing currently in the current gen, or just things I'm playing currently.
What you're playing currently, like.
Okay, well.
Games.
Like I said, I just started Revelations 2, and I love it. Playing a lot of retro Final Fantasy, getting ready for the inevitable. We're going to talk about. You guys are talking about later on 15.
Yeah. It's one of our main topics this week.
I can't wait for it. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, just been playing a lot of retro stuff lately, and WoW. Nothing too much new. Oh, and WWE 2K15.
Of course. But that brings us to our next question. do video games play a big part in your career? I know you're an independent wrestler. Do you do any video game related things with your gimmick or?
Not really, but I mean, they kind of, I guess they'd say they inspire kind of how, maybe story perspectives, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really into the gimmick, really. Well, I'm just Keith Haught, and my gimmick is really just basically me just turned 11. But I guess maybe we could say video games reflect my personality.
Yeah.
Today, maybe, yeah. I guess you could say that. I mean, I've had some names of my moves derived from pop culture. I know Ryback calls his finisher the shell shock. Before we did that, I would just run and splash my back in a corner of somebody and call the shell shock. It was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing.
Nice.
Little things like that. I mean, there's little tiny things, but nothing really major.
Cool. All right, Sorg, you have any questions before we move on?
No. I know Keith, from IWC and everything, and seeing that he was doing these Let's Plays and everything. I know we're diving into a little bit. Had a good conversation with the Riz this past weekend about what he's doing with the Sony PlayStation 4 and Twitch. Keith, what has your experience been with doing Let's Plays and kind of get them out there? And are there any actually that you watch?
Well, what do we watch, honey? That's my girlfriend.
Hi.
Oh.
Hi.
We watch Game Grumps,
JonTron,
Markiplier,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much all the big names. We watch all of them too. I mean,
Peanut Butter Gamer.
and I watch some Peanut Butter Gamer sometimes.
Sometimes
Yes, I really like as much as I do. It's not. I'm just but we watch pretty much all the big Let's Plays too. I mean, it kind of makes us like, you know what? I just kind of really want to do that, and that's why I asked Trevor, hey, why don't we make some Let's Plays?
Cool. Well, let's check that out.
She joins in too, so.
All right. Well, now we're going to talk about some things you should be made aware of, and what we were talking about earlier was Final Fantasy 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's our spotlight game of the week this week. There was a demo that was released for people that bought Final Fantasy Type 0. In the demo, you can explore the world of Final Fantasy 15 with the main character Noctis and his friends. The really awesome part of the demo, though, that has everybody talking is the reveal of the first summon, which is Rama. The giant Eidolon can be summoned when Noctis runs out of HP. And when he's called upon, he delivers a devastating attack called the Judgment Bolt.
Old school.
Which, yeah, it's devastating. 9,999 attacks everywhere on the field, and he actually even destroys the scenery when it happens. The game is about 60% complete. The announced date is yet to be revealed, but with them being that close to being done, I'm thinking probably late this year, early next year. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Are you gonna play this game?
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
Bad boy.
I'm not a Final Fantasy huge fan or anything like that. I played a modest amount of it, but that summon looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's always been pretty.
I played a lot of 10, and this is shaping up to be kind of like 10. I think it has me excited.
What's that, Keith?
It is one of my favorites actually.
Mm-hmm.
10, 6, and 9 are probably up there. I mean, I know 7 is regarded as the best, and I can't deny that it is, but 10, 9, and 6 are probably my favorite.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
I'm excited. I'm super excited. That I saw the picture of the Titans just smashing on around the ground. Oh man.
I just wonder what the other ones are going to look like. Like if they bring back Bahamut, and he's
Oh my God.
a giant dragon or something like that.
Bahamut looks fantastic in 14's A Realm of War, and oh my God, he's huge. Just using that cutscene.
Yeah, it's going to be great. All right, our next story, originally scheduled to come out this year, Uncharted 4 has been pushed back to 2016. It's when Naughty Dog developers wrote that it's become clear to us that this game is much more ambitious than we originally envisioned. The team expects that the additional time it can deliver a great experience for fans of the Uncharted series. I really didn't play a lot of Uncharted. I don't know if you guys did. I played the first one, really liked it. just hadn't had time for the second and third ones. I know a lot of people love this series. What are your thoughts on them pushing it back? I think it's good. Just shows that they're caring for the game.
Exactly. Not trying to rush it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing but hey, it was at least it's not a overpromised and undertimed like the Peter Molyneux situations we've had.
Every game Peter Molyneux talks about.
Yeah, exactly. Like Naughty Dog has a good head on their shoulders about like what the scope is and what they can and can't accomplish. I feel I don't think I've seen a game, and Uncharted is a game I haven't played, but it's one of those shortlist games that makes me want to, man, I should get a dusty old PlayStation 3 and buy all the games that I couldn't get on my Xbox, kind of situation. But it's one of those where I see that and it looks so cinematic, and I love those cinematic games like Metal Gear and stuff, and seeing pretty games like this, you know what I mean? Like I can't wait to finish off what I'm working on now and get into Tomb Raider that just came up on my Xbox, but this is one of the height of them and reason to buy a PlayStation, and good just to know they don't half-ass it. That's good to know.
It really is, Mike. I mean, I gotta say, I mean, Naughty Dog make great games. Let's be honest. They do a good job, and I feel like they honestly put a lot of care in their products. And I feel like it's nothing but good things to hold on. It shows the care. Want to make the best quality possible for this next gen. I played the first one. It's really, really amazing. A little bit of the second one. Never played the third one, but they're great games. And I feel like they'll do nothing but good things.
Yep, definitely. All right. Our next story. Infinity Ward is welcoming back one of their own. Todd Alderman, he departed the studio in 2010. He was the lead designer on Call of Duty, but he's returning to the studio. He was the lead designer on games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, and it was not Modern Warfare 4, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. He was in the group. He was actually in the group of employees that sued Activision for between $75 million and $125 million for unpaid work in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in 2010. Activision has also confirmed that the executive producer Mark Rubin left Infinity Ward last year to pursue other interests outside of the gaming industry. Rubin worked on several Call of Duty titles during his time with Infinity Ward, including entries in Modern Warfare Trilogy, and most recently he worked on Ghosts, which was kind of seen as a disappointment for Infinity Ward. Do you think the addition of Alderman back into the Infinity Ward brand will help the Call of Duty games? I know he worked on Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2, and those were my two favorite Call of Duty games.
I'm always iffy when we hear these stories about, well, this person from this team went to this and that and the other thing. And it's not just like a person. These are teams and these huge games, It's how does the situation work out? And knowing a team creative situation in an office environment, it's a lot more than that person, especially, somebody that, comes from a history of they had a problem with the company. So I wonder how they'll behave in the office environment at this stage. It's good that they got the talent back that's responsible for some really decent games. But anything else in the creative industry, you wonder if they can strike lightning again with it.
Yeah.
That's not really something I can really comment on. I'm not really. I mean, they're fun. Not really a big Call of Duty fan, but they are. I mean, they're well made. I mean, he brings experience. I mean, I guess that can't be a bad thing. But I agree with Sorg. I mean, it's those huge games, those huge money making games. I mean, they're gonna make profit regardless.
Yeah, definitely.
They're gonna make a name just off the name alone. But I mean, if they can coexist, I mean, it might be a good move.
Hopefully, if they bring it back to the Modern Warfare 2, like that kind of game, because I know my friends and I played that forever. That was the one where we just night after night after night after night, even through the DLC packs, we stayed with it. So
they played some really zombies. That was about it.
The zombie ones were fun too, for like Black Ops and stuff.
Oh, those are really fun. Those are really fun, man. Those are fun.
All right, Octodad, Dadliest Catch was also announced for Wii U and Xbox One. It's coming out this summer. The game was formerly only available for PC, Mac, Linux, and PlayStation 4. It'll be co-developed by Panic Button Games and Young Horses for Wii U, and by Young Horses through the ID at Xbox program for the Xbox One. So that's good news for people that didn't get to play Octodad. I heard it was a really good indie game. I'm excited to check it out on Xbox One because I didn't have a PlayStation 4. I didn't. My computer's not good enough to play anything.
Oh, Bobby.
It isn't. It isn't, Sorg. I played Cities XL this weekend to a like sputter on my computer, and that's not even the new Cities game that comes out that I want to play. That came out this week that I want to play. What do you guys think of Octodad? Do you think you'll be picking that up for any of the consoles?
I'm more prone to now, definitely. Especially if it's on some kind of sale or something that seems to happen all the time. I mean, I'm not actually not these because I don't have either one of these. But if it dropped down to actually PC, Mac, I'm kind of willing to pick it up for.
You can get it for Steam.
Yeah, I can get it on Steam, so I'd like to. I didn't realize it was on PC and Steam actually, or else I might have looked at it too. I looked at it before. So wait, so it's being co-developed by and the guys that did Injustice on mobile. That's cool. And Explosion Man I love as well, or Explosion Man I loved.
Explosion Man was great.
It was some good stuff. If you haven't checked that out, that's an early Xbox 360 arcade game that's just still holds up. I love it.
Well, so Octodad looks very interesting. I've seen a little bit of people play it. It looks really fun. I mean, I've been thinking about catching up. I mean, indie games they're huge right now. I mean, jeez. I mean, so why not check out something that's like really it's claimed that's fun. I mean, I agree with sort of something sell. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Cool. All right. Titanfall 2 was also announced this week. It's going into production, but this time around it'll be for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Respawn said the decision to make the game available to all platforms was necessary to keep the franchise going. The game will still be multiplayer only, as it sounds, but a few details were known at the time because it's really early in the process. I have Titanfall. I never really got into it. I don't even think I played it yet. I have the DLC pack sitting there. Might pick it up and start playing soon. I said that last time. Are you guys excited for Titanfall 2?
Well, I haven't played the first one, so I mean,
okay.
Hard for me to say. I mean, the first one looks amazing. I've had a bunch of friends play it. They said great things. Maybe I'll borrow from one of them. See how the first one goes before I check the second one. But all I can say is looks phenomenal. I mean, the hair play is great. So
cool.
That's really all I can say about it. I mean, that's the best part. What about you, Sorg?
It's a fun game. I watched a lot of it. I haven't played it yet actually, and I got really excited about it when they had a lot of Titanfall in the Loot Crate last year. And it's definitely one I want to pick up, try out. That's probably when it gets a little cheaper. That then everybody will just kick my ass on multiplayer by then. But so this problem with dropping in one of these games late. I picked up Modern Warfare 2, and that was such a mistake after after a couple of years, right? You're like, well, everybody's at a million level and knows every nook and cranny, and then there's me going, "Hey guys, where's the respawn? Oh crap!"
What if it's Rust, Sorg?
What's Rust? I don't know. I don't know. That's what I think where I got killed the most. So, Bobby, we need to have an old school. I'm sorry, on the side, Bobby, we need to have an old school multiplayer day where we can go back and play like Modern Warfare 2 and stuff.
We should.
Games,
you know what else?
Games we know everybody else still has, right?
You know what we could get for that Modern Warfare party? Maybe some pizza.
Oh, we could get some pizza from our friends at Slice on Broadway. You can check them out at sliceonbroadway.com. I got a flyer. I got all the information.
You got a flyer, and you also scared the crap out of me.
I'm sorry. I hit the mic. I'm sorry. Some awesome stuff. They got great gourmet pizzas. Everything's made from scratch. It's great, fresh stuff. They got one. Check this out, Bobby. I'm about to make you hungry. They have a pizza called the Frisky Billy Goat. Frisky Billy Goat. It has meatballs, goat cheese, and roasted peppers. Try it if you're feeling frisky. I love the descriptions on these as well.
I like frisky pizza. pizzas.
You like frisky pizza? The Supremo kitchen sink not included. Our friends over there at sliceonbroadway.com. They're down here in the South Hills of Pittsburgh, right on the tracks in Beachview, or down in Carnegie, PA. Keith, when you swing in for IWC show, you got to stop down and pick some of this up. It's some good stuff.
Should try sometime if I can avoid the gyros on the south side.
Yeah, there you go.
If I have some time, I mean,
they got hoagies. They got all kinds of fun stuff.
Message me the name of that place so I can remember it.
SliceOnBroadway.com. I'll say it a million times. Go follow them on Twitter at PGH_Slice. They're on Instagram, Slice on Broadway over there, and Slice on Broadway on Facebook as well.
Good name.
So check them out. They've been supporting the show and supporting the guests coming into the studio here for the other shows like Awesome Cast, Rambling Movie Minute for a good while, supporting good podcasts from Pittsburgh with pizza. Back to you, Bobby.
All right. It's time for our final battle question this week. This week, it deals with Nintendo, guys.
Mm-hmm.
The news out of Nintendo this week, or today, was that they are teaming up with DNA. Is that, am I pronouncing that correctly? I think
idea. So. I guess.
They are developing, they're joint developing games for smartphones finally. So this means there will be new games for smartphones that use Nintendo's IP, which a lot of us have always dreamed of. The new smartphone games will push consumers to game. They want the smartphone games to push consumers that have smartphones into buying Nintendo's hardware platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of hardware platforms, Nintendo also announced that they are working on a new console. At a press conference announcing their big mobile deal, Nintendo boss Satoru Iwata he has spoken briefly and surprisingly about Nintendo's next piece of dedicated hardware. At the press conference, Iwata said that Nintendo is still very much dedicated to video game systems and the video game system market, and that their next piece of gaming hardware is codenamed the NX. Iwata said that Nintendo will share more information about the new hardware next year. So let the rampant speculation begin!
Ooh.
All right, but the final battle question is, what do you think of Nintendo's announcements? Are you excited for the future of Nintendo?
Well, I think, Keith, you got a heart out here, so let's get your opinions first.
Mm-hmm. Well, I gotta say that as innovative as their things are, like the Wii U and stuff, I feel like maybe they just need. I think maybe they're just going for another high-powered console like the one and the Xbox or PS4. Sorry, are. Maybe that's what they're going with. Maybe they're going with something more high-powered, and because I mean, really, the Wii. I mean, I don't think the piracy in the Wii is going to make me. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, well, they always do this half step kind of on the hardware, and they say that even GameCube actually was really good hardware, but they made it cheap, right?
Oh my god, that was so good.
It was the best. It was the best Nintendo experience since the Super Nintendo, easily.
By far, the game was awesome.
Oh yeah,
that's for another day.
Anyways, but I'm curious to see what they're going to do. I think it's going to be outside of the box. I think they'll be at least on par, if not a little bit more, because they're a couple of years behind Xbox and PlayStation. So now they won't be but it can't do all the fun tech stuff that these guys are, and all those games are going to look dated first, right? Just like the Wii did, you know.
I think Nintendo's always a half step behind everyone,
but they do it on purpose.
Yeah,
they do it on purpose.
So somebody else can test the waters,
right?
And then after. I mean, it was the same way for the Sega Genesis way back when. I mean, Sega Genesis came out way before that, but then Super Nintendo came out and just totally kicked its ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and I think that Nintendo is finally catching up to everybody else. Like, this was the Wii and the Wii U were like the half consoles, you know, and now they're finally ready to compete with PlayStation and Xbox or Microsoft. And I think they're ready to push that envelope of gaming. And I think with the Wii U, they started to show that they can put bigger games on their systems.
Right.
Oh yeah,
like with Bayonetta being an exclusive and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're focusing back on the hardcore gamers, and I think this next system is going to do that and still be innovative, because they said they're going to be innovative again.
That's what they do. For the phones, I must say it's kind of odd to see them do the phone market, but I mean, because really, I mean, who besides them? I mean, like they've always dominated the handheld market. That's been really their strong suit for forever. So it's a little odd to see them go to the phone route, but I mean, honestly, I mean, if everybody owns a phone, I mean, maybe it's the way that everybody, the world can have Nintendo. Everybody It's phone now. So maybe that's what they're going with.
I think you noticed that thing they were saying, well, we want to push people to consoles via the mobile platforms, and now we know how to do it. And one of the things was about having a membership, all-encompassing platform for everything, which I thought was intriguing. I'm curious, and actually, we're going to see parts of that this fall, according to this announcement. So I'm really going to be paying attention at E3 this year. But I think you're not going to get, I'm not going to get The Legend of Zelda on my phone. I'm not going to get a virtual console game on my phone. I'm going to get a partial game. I'm going to get some kind of
an actual Flappy Bird with cheeps.
There you go. There you go.
Pipes.
Yeah, you're either going to get mini games. I mean, I think on the obvious side, you're going to get mini games featuring Nintendo characters. Like maybe I'll get a Mario Endless Runner or something, right? Or
Pokemon.
Or I'm going to get like the Pokemon Handbook companion app that maybe connects to, like, remember back in the day, I had the connection thing for the Pac-Man Versus for the GameCube, where you could plug in your Game Boy Advance and be the Pac-Man while everybody else is on the screen. They can't see the entire screen. Like, they've always done fun connectivity things like that. The Wii U is a perfect example of that. I think maybe they'll do something where now I don't have to buy the Nintendo thing to do that, because I think they still do that with the DS, 3DS. But I think maybe making the phone part of that, expanding that out, again, it's something that draws you back to the console. Hey, we'll do this. There's this little game here, but isn't it cooler when you connect to your Wii U or NX or whatever it is, and have a broader experience with that, versus. If I can do a small aside here, PlayStation announced they're closing down their mobile app. They're PlayStation certified that you could get PlayStation games on like Android devices. And I had this discussion on the Awesome Cast board, actually. I think partially in response to no, I think it was on another story, or maybe it was today's, because I talked about this story a little bit on Mini Awesome Cast this morning. But they're like, oh, we're closing this down. You put the thing on Sony tablets, HTC, and maybe like one other. How many people have those devices that could have participated? If I could get a Sony subscription, something or other, or buy Sony games, PlayStation games on my iPhone, or even this Nexus Android tablet, I would have been in on it. How many people would have? And they did this really peculiar, thing, and Nintendo, I think, is saying, okay, we want everybody in our ecosystem, but we realize we really kind of need to open it up a little bit, right? And I think, and I want to see what form this is. Maybe it's a subscription that I have to have a Nintendo 3DS for, but let me play my Mario game on the phone or something.
It's all going to be amiibos for it.
Oh, what an amiibo, and put on my iPhone and stack it on my tablet, and it'll be amazing. So,
yep.
Yes.
All right. Is that all?
I gotta get going soon here. I gotta get ready to do some other things. But hey, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Bobby, for having me. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much for dropping in, man.
Yeah, you want to plug something before you go?
Plug. Yes. Like I said, I'm gonna plug Mini Wrestling. I'm doing an IWC show. It's a blast. Next show is in Meadville on the 11th. I'll be wrestling Dylan Bostic.
Yes,
he's pretty good athlete. Plug.
Go check it out.
Plug 19th hole wings wheeling are awesome. Plug. That's my thinking voice. Plug. If thank you guys for listening. Plug. Follow me on Twitter.
At Haught Jr.
And at Haught Jr. Twitter. It was FireDuck.net. It's awesome. I'll say bye, carry out. Oh, I'm leaving now.
Thanks for joining us.
Go check him out. He's an awesome guy. He's does a lot of fun things with IWCwrestling.com to see where all that's coming up and find out what he's doing on the cards coming up. And also mention that Meadville show. If you are in Western PA, it's worth the drive from anywhere in Western PA or over the line, because Ric Flair is going to be on that show. Kevin Nash. If you're a wrestling fan, it is the night to come out. Tommy Dreamer, Rhino. Geez, I'm forgetting. Evan Bourne's going to be there. It's going to be a crazy night, and I'm sure Keith's going to make a really good attempt to steal a show there with Dylan as well. So, thanks, Keith, for joining us.
No problem, guys. Thank you for having me. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
All right, Bobby.
And with that, that's going to do it for us this week. Special thanks to our guest, Keith Haught from IWC and SpiderDuck.net. You can follow him at Haught Jr. And also special thanks to Mike Allen at Mike Allen PR for handling the notes and tweets for us all night. You can follow us on Twitter at InsertCoin2BE, or it's InsertCoin2TB, and you can visit us at InsertCoin2BN.com. New articles going up daily, and you can join us live each and every Tuesday night on live.sorgatronmedia.com at 8 o'clock. For at Sorgatron, at Chachi Says, who's not here this week. I'm at Bobby F. J-Town. Game over.
Game over, yeah!
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.